we want to make the assumption that a contributing cause, if not the cause, of your various pains that you experience are emotional issues which you have not yet specifically identified, and you can identify and deal with in this course. But for the moment, we want to look at it in a more general type way. So get the idea, Lori, that within your system are a lot of unresolved emotional issues. We talked earlier about maybe you're supposed to be responsible for things, and everybody picks up guilts about this and angers about that and resentments here and, you know, griefs and fears and all this stuff, helplessness, powerlessness and stuff we've talked about before. Your version of that, of those, let's make in our imagination within you, they ricochet around throughout your body. They bounce off your rib cage. They go up to your brain. They go over to your shoulder. They're down to your foot. They're bouncing all over the place because they are unresolved and contributing, if not causing, a variety of pains. Mm-hmm. So in your imagination, there they are, like bullets ricocheting all over the place. In fact, let's do it this way, not bullets, cannonballs that go thud, 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 thud all over, okay? All right. And then with unseen therapist's help, she enters in. She sends a nice cooling breeze into your system. It's love. The cannonballs see it, and even cannonballs cannot exist within all this love. And so the cannonballs don't, the thuds, they go thud, 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 thud. They turn into baseballs. And then they turn into golf balls, to marbles, to BBs, to grains of sand, to nothingness. Now let's repeat that again. All the emotions you've picked up over all of your lifetime, ricochet back and forth, cannonballs, thud, 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 unseen therapist breeze, love, resolution of all of the unresolved emotional turmoil, baseballs, golf balls, marbles, BBs, grains of sand. In your own mind now, repeat that scenario. Another time still if you want, or more. Just keep going, repeating that until you've gone as far as you think you can go, whatever that is. Then just open your eyes and we'll talk. Okay. All right. Now check out your foot. Is your foot still a 7 or 8?
No.
Estimate a number.
Okay, I'll say it's probably more like a 2.
All right. Now let me point something out to you. Oh. To my eyes anyway, you are putting more pressure on it now than you did originally.
I am standing on my left foot and there's barely any pain.
Okay, but you had to do something extra over and above what you did previously to get the 2.
Correct.
Am I right? Yeah.
First, when I only just put pressure on it, it was very painful. And now I'm standing just on my left foot and I'm feeling almost no pain at all.
Okay, great. All right. Now, your upper back was a 5.
Maybe a 1 or a 2.
Okay. I also want to point out that when you first did this, you weren't going through all of this to try to find it. Okay. You did a little bit of that, but not much.
The neck is like, it's even more flexible now. There's no neck pain.
All
And
right.
oh my gosh, my low back is maybe a 1 or a 2.
All right. So it looks like we got somewhere, depending on what we're dealing with, somewhere between 80 and 100% relief, at least for now. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, something you really need to understand here as a student. We don't ever want to be fooled by a temporary result. And
Yes.
this may be a temporary result. However, even though it may be temporary, maybe not, we might have gotten lucky, okay? But even though it may be temporary, to me at least, there's a clear indication that the cause of those pains is emotional, because that's all we aimed at.
Yes.
Now, we didn't do it efficiently. We didn't get into details. We didn't get into specific events. We didn't do a lot of things where you can really do it efficiently and really clean house. But what we did was reasonably dramatic, at least for now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. How are we doing, dear?
God, I just kind of like, I've been suffering with this pain. It's been so bad that I have actually been like putting kinesio tape on it and going to the chiropractor. I got an x-ray on it. It's been very painful. And I'm moving it around right now and I can barely feel anything.
Well, okay. Now,
Yeah.
again, we may have gotten lucky. Okay.
Yeah.
And hooray, hooray, hooray. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do the rest of this course.
I'm going to.
But there is some likelihood that those things will start appearing because the cause of them has been addressed in a sort of a surface manner so far. Okay. Surface manner.
Okay.
Now let's go back a moment. Let's go to your list. The first one was the tractor incident.
Yes.
Read the second? Read what you wrote down for the second one.
Okay. I didn't put it in your words, your sentence. My 3-wheeler accident at the cottage.
All right. Now, once again.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry.
Do I get to know what happened?
Yes. I was probably, let's see, I wrote down my age, about 10 or 11 years old. And we grew up in the woods. So we had 4-wheeler or 3-wheelers, snowmobiles, all that kind of stuff, motorcycles. And I was driving the 3-wheeler and I came around a corner and my back end hit like the rock or something. And I went flying over the handlebars. And I can remember like it took me forever to hit the ground and I landed on my chest. I landed on my chest with my head back like this after flying probably about 30 feet through the air. And chest, ribs.
Okay.
And I didn't tell my mom about it because I was afraid they were going to take the 3-wheelers away from us. And I didn't want my brothers to be mad at me.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking like how I fell was on my chest. It like knocked the wind out of me. Like I couldn't breathe.
All right. Okay, good. Now, let's take that incident and let's put it into the sentence. I want you to get the practice of that.
Okay.
So how would you do that sentence now? The moment when, then what are you going to, see, you want to pick out the crescendo moment, when you landed on when you first, hold on a minute. Yeah. When you landed on your chest, when you first realized you were going over the handlebars? I mean, where's the crescendo moment?
I think when I couldn't breathe, like I was the panic because I couldn't breathe because the wind got knocked out of me was
Okay.
like
All right.
the thing.
Now, with that, do your best. You're practicing. Create
Okay.
a sentence for your specific event. The moment when.
The moment when I couldn't breathe and I currently feel, well, I felt panicked then, but I currently feel this might take a minute.
It's all right.
Oh, here's helpless again.
Mhm.
Let help, maybe not helpless. Currently feel out of
Powerless.
control. Powerless, out of control.
Okay.
Like,
All right.
yeah.
All right. So close your eyes, run the movie, and tell me on a scale of 0 to 10 how out of control do you or powerless do you currently feel about it?
Probably about a 7 or an 8.
All right. Now, so you'll want to write that down because that's your current
Mm-hmm.
for now. Okay. Now you're going to do some work as this course unfolds, and eventually that's likely to go down. All right.
Okay.
So you want, but tell me, how do you know it's a 7 or 8? Is there a physical sensation that goes with that?
Like it's making me emotional. It's actually heavy in my throat and chest.
Okay. You might even want to make notes of that because when you test this a month or two from now, you want to notice if the heaviness in your throat and chest is still there, for example,
Okay, so heavy chest. There's that heavy chest again. Heavy chest. Okay.
How's your foot?
Painless.
All right.
Like
Okay.
I'm putting all of my pressure on that foot and I'm going up on the ball of my foot and
Uh-huh.
that's usually the thing that makes it hurt
All right.
and there's no pain at all.
All right.
There's
Now,
none.
a distinction I want to make, and some newcomers don't make this distinction right away, but let me put it up front here.
Okay.
It seems like the way we put all this together, unseen therapist comes out of the blue and does this magic for you. Okay. The reality is unseen therapist is already within you. She is part of you. It is a healing power within you that you have not accessed well and learned to access yet.
I believe that, yes.
Okay. So you have a lot of power within you that so far as like with most people, buried in there. Okay. We need to open some doors, unbury it, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And that's what you've been experiencing with all these pain resolutions you just got earlier and so on.
Yes.
All right. Now let's go back to our course material for the moment.
Okay.
There's the book, Personal Peace Procedure. Do your list with the specific events, the sentence. Well, okay, great. Then I asked you to read the article, read this first, how to take this course.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you've read it once, twice, what? Tell me where you are on that.
Well, I did read it. I would not honestly be able to tell you. what was in it, because I've continued, I read that first, and then I continued into I'm on number 8A, I think number 8A. And it's been like on my little breaks in between clients at work. So I don't know if it's all sunk in yet, but I have read it.
Okay. Now, one of the things I've said, I'm going to be emphasizing some things I've said there just because I want to emphasize them. They're important, even though you've read them before. Okay. That article, read this first, how to take this course, is your best friend in this course.
Okay.
The instructions there are precise, and it's very common for newcomers to read that and say, oh, okay, I'll go do this, and not keep referring back to it.
Okay.
Because what you need to do is read the instructions are this. Okay, now go do this. Did I do it right? Let me look back at the answer. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, or I didn't do this quite. I see. Okay, and then you go back.
Okay.
Do it thoroughly. Thoroughly is the way to get these results. It seems strange, but that's the way to get them get your results faster, deeper, and get your skills better, is to do each step thoroughly.
Okay.
That's a very important word. Human nature, me too. I want to skip right through everything. I want it now and I want it yesterday, and don't bother me with the details. Okay.
That's pretty much how I am. I'm always skipping ahead.
Okay. Well, if you do that here, it will cost you in time and results.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what you want to do. Now, you said you're up to 8A. Now, the instructions say that at first you read, you just simply read, you don't study. You read in an overview fashion all 30 of the things. So have you read all 30 of them, or are you doing that now and you're on 8A?
I'm doing that now and I'm on 8A.
Okay. All right. So then after that, you'll be instructed to make another list.
Okay.
All right. And that list is the same list you've already done with the specific events on it.
Okay.
But done with a sentence and all of that. And you'll be putting on that list things that aren't necessarily specific events. Things like, I get headaches, my neck hurts. Those aren't specific events. Those are issues. Okay. And so like the ones we dealt with here earlier today, the pains, you would list those down. And currently there are, a 7 or an 8 or a 2 or an 8, whatever they are. That's what they are currently. You want to list those down. All right. So you've got a beginning snapshot of where you are. That list is very, very important. It's not something you just write down and skip through. Okay. Important list, 0 to 10s and all that. Okay. Now, as you go through our immersification processes, that's when you're really getting down into the guts of the course. You'll be going through these 30 lessons again, but this time, each one in detail, answer the questions and all that, okay? You'll do lesson 1. Then you'll go to the first of the recorded self-help sessions. It's Sandy's the first lady I work with.
Okay.
Many very serious problems, including pains, okay? Many very serious issues. All of them have serious issues, by the way. But you'll do the first advanced lesson, then you'll do the first of the 7 of Sandy, one session. Okay. And it has, I give thoroughness tips going through that and everything else. And you will immerse yourself into that process. And if you follow instructions well, you'll be able, even though I'm dealing with Sandy with her issues that don't seem to be your issues, they are actually your issues. The details are different. For example, eventually you'll find with Sandy, she had an abortion at an early age and has great guilt about it. Now, you may or may not have had an abortion, okay? But you do have guilt. I guarantee it.
I know I do. Oh, I do.
Well, everybody does. But see, so you see,
yeah.
See, so you have that issue in common with Sandy. Sandy has fears. Sandy has angers and resentments. So do you. The details are different. The core issues are the same. And so you'll be instructed how to immerse yourself into it with your own issues, even though we're dealing with Sandy. Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Learning to do that, anybody can do it, but it is a skill because it's a little different. You're not used to doing just that. Okay. So, but as you go through that, you will be addressing some of the things on your list specifically. You'll be injecting them into these recorded sessions.
Okay.
Others you won't on your list. You won't be putting in. You won't. A month or two later, you look back at your list, and even things you haven't addressed directly will likely fade. It happens subtly over time. You're not recognizing it as it's happening because it's so subtle, yet powerful. Okay. But you'll go back and you'll say, well, that was an 8, and now it's a, where is it? It's a 2. What happened? Okay. And see, that's important because the subtle nature of this, the things that happen behind the scenes, you won't notice unless you do this. And then when you look back, you'll go, wow. Okay.
Yes.
You may get a few wows between now and then. Okay.
Mhm.
But that one is a big wow. And because I'll tell you what human nature is and all this, right? People will come to this and they will get a lot of stuff done. Big stuff and angers and griefs and a whole bunch of stuff, and they're better on lots of levels. But what human nature does is they tend to focus on what's not done yet. Oh yeah, I got all that other stuff done, but my shoulder still hurts. This thing isn't working very well. This whole process, I don't know about it. And we tend to forget about it. We focus on what's not done yet. It's very human nature. You will do it.
Yes.
How's your back?
It's good. My foot doesn't hurt at all. My back, which was really tender when and I've been sitting on the edge of my bed, so I haven't even been good posture. It's almost gone. Like maybe
Okay. All right.
1. Even when I'm pressing on it, it's not as tender. So I'd say about a 1.
Okay. All right. All right. So far, so good. So far, so good. Okay. All right. Okay. That's the essence of things. Are there other questions you have? Anything else you want to go over? Oh, wait, no. We have what's called practice groups. Is that a new term to you for us?
I saw it in the menu of the membership.
All right. Click on practice groups, and what you will see is there'll be a listing there of groups that have 2, 3, 4 members got together, and they meet like once a week, and they practice on each other's issues. All right.
Okay.
Very helpful. Love is best when shared.
Okay.
Now, you will see some you can apply to join. You may or may not get accepted. You have to tell them who you are, your experience, and what you're doing, blah, 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 all that stuff. And if it's a fit, great, you're in. If it's not, okay. I hope you deal with rejection because you might get it.
I'm used to it.
Okay. But the other thing you can do, whether or not you choose one of these other groups, is to start one for yourself. There's a link, you can start it yourself.
Okay.
And you can put your own rules in. I can't meet except for Tuesdays at 6 o'clock Eastern time or something like that, whatever it is. Okay. And I'm a newbie and I'm working with this, and I want to do the name your own rules. Okay. You can also say, I only want to work with one other person. I just want to share sheets with one other person. Let me know. Okay. So you can do that. And you can start linking with other people who are on the same path as you are here.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
All right. So I would urge that.